Well, I have had a lot of conversation about Nnamdi Kanu's situation, including revealing to the Nigerian people that his trial was pre-planned. Everything that eventually played out on the day of his conviction had already been exposed by me on November 5. Maybe we are only lucky that we fought a bit through the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest to have saved Nnamdi Kanu from the hangman's noose. They were going to sentence him to death. That was the plan. And you can check my Twitter and Facebook posts on November 5, because I was giving that information in advance. They also, as a result of that...
I remember Mazi Nnamdi saying that he is not going to disappoint us. Saying that he's not going to disappoint us in this very journey. It's us that are going to disappoint him. And I have always had the confidence that this man is not going to disappoint. He is not going to betray his followers. He is not going to betray those that trust in him. I don't want to talk too much. I want you to watch this video. Listen to Sowore so that you can understand why Mazi Nnamdi was convicted. The truth behind this conviction. Watch the video. Thank you and God bless you. Share the video for that photo set. If it's your first time coming across my videos, I plead with you to follow my page and subscribe. God bless you.
Well, I have had a lot of conversation about Nnamdi Kanu's situation, including revealing to the Nigerian people that his trial was pre-planned. Everything that eventually played out on the day of his conviction had already been exposed by me on November 5. Maybe we are only lucky that we fought a bit through the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest to have saved Nnamdi Kanu from the hangman's noose. They were going to sentence him to death. That was the plan. And you can check my Twitter and Facebook posts on November 5, because I was giving that information in advance. They also, as a result of that, got very upset that we had a protest in Abuja. They shot at us, tear gas, arrested his lawyers, myself, later, and took us to the court outside of, within Abuja, but, near Kuje, and sent us to prison for 4 days. After we were granted bail on a Friday, the judge who was supposed to sign off on our bail paper ran away. He didn't come back until Monday. They were already setting the agenda for Nnamdi Kanu's conviction, or whatever they were going to do. But when they realized that maybe this is not popular or not going to be popular, they kind of pulled back a bit and did the life imprisonment. And they have also realized that even the life imprisonment has not stopped his life or the life of what he stood for. Because it came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening in Nigeria now. And when he was eventually convicted, those things are come full circle in terms of terrorism, the unchecked activities of the people you call terrorists or bandits who have been given preferential treatments in Nigeria over time. They always have the right, they can drive around in their convoys with vehicles seized from the Nigerian army. One of them wore a uniform of a police commissioner, an assistant police commissioner he killed. He wore his uniform to town. They were carrying their magazines and their heavy-duty weapons and ammunition and addressing press conferences. I insist that till date, the only evidence that was adduced against Nnamdi Kanu in his trial, the whole trial, was that he had a microphone and he had a radio transmitter and his underwear, both top and bottom, that he found in a hotel. Every other evidence they claimed was against him were things that were circumstantial. Oh, he said that the people should kill police, even when he was not in the country. Oh, he was the one who made NSAS to become what it is. But there are celebrities in Nigeria who claim they started NSAS. I started NSAS in Abuja. And I was one who gathered a lot of people that joined NSAS by calling them individuals, some of the celebrities. So if those ones are being celebrated for doing NSAS, why is Nnamdi Kanu being sent to prison for life just for speaking on the day of NSAS to say, oh, do this or whatever they said he said. So everything they accuse him of are things that they had no evidence caused any problem, that they adduced caused. They even accused him of killing Gulag while he was in detention. I know something about being in DSS detention. You have zero access to communication. Even if you do, if you smuggle something, and they have a way of monitoring you. So how could somebody like that be sentenced to death? And the terrorist from one of the Boko Haram commander was sentenced to 20 years in prison. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Some people in our animal farm, some animals are superior to others. And until that is addressed, until the justice applies to everybody in Nigeria, you are not going to get peace without justice. That's what so many of us have been saying, whether you like to hear it or not. But I feel it has come full circle now, that even those who felt like they can bamboozle others by saying, oh yeah, he did this, he's a bad person, they are now dealing with the real bad people. Unfortunately though, those real bad people have no vanquished and no victor. But ultimately there was a vanquished person. If you had 10 million naira before the war, you are giving 20 naira after the war. You are the one vanquished. If they said to you, you cannot be promoted in the army because you can't be trusted, you are the one vanquished. If you cannot get promoted within the civil service because you can't be trusted, you are the one vanquished. To come to your question, and just to say that anybody who says that an Igbo man is not treated differently is just lying. That's the truth. Well, all of us know this. That's a big elephant in the room. And that is what I said earlier when I said, well, there's a Boko Haram guy who has been killing, beheading people, and he was sentenced to 20 years. And the guy who uses a microphone and a radio transmitter is sent to prison for life. They could have sentenced him to death if something hadn't taken place. Then to go to your question about the issue of how the regional power brokers behaved. I was in the midst of it. I was the one calling them off for protests. And I knew what I went through in the hands of the governors, House of Rep members, senators in the Southeast. They all flatly and vehemently, without speaking, refused to encourage their people to participate in anything that could peacefully. It was a peaceful protest planned. So who did we rely on? We relied on those in the markets to close down their markets. But the major leaders, including the deputy speaker, he came out shamelessly asking that Igbos should sit at home and you should show that you are cowards. There's no cowardice in peaceful protest. The reason is that they believe that Nnamdi is too powerful politically, and that if he's released, he will have some impact on their political influence and popularity in the zone. They know that they are not popular, but they have all relied on the center to get whatever they want, to keep control over the southeastern political people. And they know that they are running out of time. If Nnamdi Kanu is released, that would not continue. We no longer enjoy what they're enjoying now. Whatever it is, whether it is fake or real popularity or power, they will lose it. They know it. Because I will reveal to you today that one of the biggest issues with the Nigerian state and Nnamdi Kanu is that they couldn't get him to promise that he would renounce his agitation for Biafra. That's the biggest problem. That was his main crime. They said it, if they even proposed to me that I should go tell him to enter his defense, and if he enters his defense, then if they release him, he should promise that he will form a political party and participate in politics. And if he can do that, they will have no problem with him. He said, no, I want my region to be different from Nigeria, because Nigeria cannot support our aspiration for greatness. Now, my caveat is that I am opposed to breaking up Nigeria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But I have read and known that it is not a crime for people